Hi, and welcome to Screens in Focus podcast, where we share and connect as we spotlight our favorite shows and movies. I'm Diana.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is episode 55. Woohoo! Yay! Today we will be discussing Big Little Lies, season 2, episode 5, entitled Kill Me. We will also discuss Euphoria, episode 4. Before we dive in, how are you doing today, Brooke?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Yes.
Awesome.
I had a lot of birthdays last week.
Yeah.
And I'm finally done with planning and cooking and buying.
I know, and you brought us some food, which was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
it was
welcome.
So good.
I'm so glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Leftover Mexican food, which is always a hit, right?
So good, yeah.
It's just perfect.
Well, we're still eating it. Come on, we can do it.
Yeah, you can. You can. Yeah. It was awesome food.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Wondering about, in this episode, there was some awkwardness going on, right? With the group therapy.
There was.
I've never done group therapy, and I've gone to therapy in the past, and that's like certain exercises that they do in therapy can be awkward.
Yeah. And would you hug a stranger or do something uncomfortable if it was supposed to heal you?
Yeah. Let's hug a stranger just to feel that connection with a person, right? Maybe if you're disconnected, or maybe you have to hit a punching bag just to get the aggression out, or break something. But you're being told, do this as an exercise. I feel like it's
awkward.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. You can do that on your own because you're like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
But when they're like, do this.
Right. You're
going to feel better after you do it. You're like, really? Am I going to feel better after? Okay, let me try. No, more. I need more emotion. Okay, let me do more. I'm still feeling weird.
They're all self-conscious, right?
I know. Don't look at me do I look like that person over there? Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
right?
my gosh.
So if there was something that was uncomfortable in an exercise in a group setting, would you do it? I mean, just to fit in with
Well, it probably depends on what kind of uncomfortable. Hey, I go to improv, right? And I started improv again, by the way.
Yay.
And I hadn't brought that up, but I still think that that's different because it's still in a comfortable environment. Right? They make you feel comfortable.
Right.
Even though it feels sometimes a little awkward, but you just kind of get up and go for it and you feel like you're in a safe space. So that is different. But if I was amongst a bunch of people I didn't know, now, if I already thought they were weird, if I thought the instructors and the people around me were really bizarre, I don't know if I would do it. I'd probably have to try and bow out if I could. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually okay, all right. I'm feeling really good about myself, okay, these days especially. And I in group settings, even where it's let's just say if it's PTA or, a baby shower. Yeah. I honestly feel so good about myself. I would just do it so that nobody else feels uncomfortable doing it.
No, I would do that too. But again, you're at a baby shower, so it means people you like are there, or at least the person having the baby or their parents or something. So think about this as a group of strangers, people you've never met before, and they're odd. They're dressed weird, they look weird, they talk weird.
But see, it would make me want to...
Spider! Okay, you had to see Brooke's face. You would have thought a zombie was outside our window. Now, mind you, we just got through reviewing Fear the Walking Dead, episode 54. So anything can happen. Anything, okay?
That was cute. Okay.
But
there's a spider on the wall. Sorry, guys.
I'm okay with spiders, by the way. They don't. They're. Do you want me to get rid of that spider?
No. It's fine.
Okay.
I was just like, there's a spider. Okay. Yes, I understand. There being individuals that you don't know and they're weird or different. I don't know. I still feel like I'd want to make...
You could go through and do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but not just doing the thing. What if you had to hug them?
Well, I mean, okay, I need to get to know them a little bit first, because I've hugged strangers.
Yeah. Well, I have too.
People that I've just met.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of my job. And so people
I get
that connection, and I'm open to that.
I still think that's still different. Mm-hmm. I still think that's different. Here you're in a place, and what if it's a kind of creepy person, I don't know.
Like maybe their nose was on their ear.
Yeah, I don't know. That still might be okay.
Why is your nose on your ear? All right.
Okay.
Friends out there, let us know what you think. Would you put yourself in a situation that makes you uncomfortable and go through with the exercise, yay or nay? I say yay. We're a little sketchy. I'm not sure if she would do it or not. Yeah. But you can let us know. Follow us on our Instagram, our Twitter, and you can subscribe to our website and our YouTube channel. Diana.
Yes.
Ooh. What were your overall thoughts of this episode of Big Little Lies?
Oh my God. My mind was blown. At the end of this episode, my mind was blown. Mm-hmm. So much happened. Mm-hmm. Every single one of the Monterey Five is dealing with something deep and emotional. Man, I really hated some of the things, but it's a crazy ride, and I am loving it so much.
Yeah, I totally love this episode. There were so many moments that made me laugh, like the awkwardness at the group therapy. Renata, she cracked me up. I just thought there was so much drama and emotion into this episode, and everyone has something weighing heavily on them. And we're getting to the bottom of some of their issues. Yeah. So it's like the walls are closing in on them, and it just seems like the foundation can crack at any moment. Mm-hmm. And I just can't wait for next week's episode.
Me either.
So excited.
Yeah, and so Bonnie, she has these flashbacks, and I wondered if Elizabeth's treatment of her was accurate or not, and we find out that it was. Mm-hmm. So her flashbacks were absolutely true in what it seemed. So her mother was very rageful in these, as she was growing up, which was awful.
I know.
Made me feel really bad for her.
I know.
But Bonnie tends to her mother at the hospital and cleans her, and she continues to have these flashbacks of her mother. And then later, her father visits her at her yoga studio, and Bonnie accuses her father of finally getting involved. And then he questions her and says he did what he could. And Bonnie tells him, you may have diffused the situation, but you didn't protect me. Aww. Later, he tells her he thought he was protecting her, and then tells her that Elizabeth was able to speak and says that Bonnie is drowning. Mm-hmm. And so I think his name is Howard, isn't it? Mm. I'm not sure. But Bonnie's dad is really concerned for her now.
Right.
So I think that the mother's visions must have some truth. Yeah. Because for him to be afraid for his daughter now.
Right.
He must have seen some things come true that Bonnie has seen.
Right. I think it's really interesting that as a, what it appears to be Bonnie abused physically or just mishandled as a young person. And then the father trusting his wife after all these years, knowing that what she was doing was inappropriate and wrong, and she didn't get the help that she needed as a mother, and him as a father to really protect his family, even his wife, if he loved her, to get her the help that she needs, or take his daughter.
Right. And later, Bonnie goes to the police station. What is she doing there? Is she there to clear her conscience? Then she is surprised at what she sees. I'm like, WTF? Oh my God. I know. Discuss that later on.
Well, yeah, I feel like she was there to clear her conscience.
That's what I think, but then sometimes you don't know.
And then her mom, the scene before that was like, kill me.
I know. What was that about?
Oh, kill me. I'm thinking, kill me. I don't know. I don't know how that relates to going to the police station.
No.
Oh, I'm going to tell the police my mom wants me to kill her. Or did I just killed my mom and I'm going to turn myself in. I don't know.
It could have been what her dad said to her. about, look, I'm really worried because your mom said you're drowning.
Someone's going to drown me. What? What do you mean?
The words that Elizabeth said to the dad was Bonnie drowning or something like that.
So then what would Bonnie be? How would that be in relation to her?
Well, Bonnie thinks, okay, so the mom is seeing that she's drowning.
Uh-huh.
And so maybe to lift that burden off, maybe something will happen because she does. If the father's concerned, I'm sure it's because Elizabeth has said truths. So maybe Bonnie is thinking, okay, my mom really does know these things are really happening. Maybe I need to clear my conscience.
Oh.
Also, she may be trying to help the women by not letting them perjure themselves. And if she goes forward, then they don't have to go through lying about on the stand. That could be part of it too. Kind of protecting the women and relieving them of the burden. I don't know.
One way to find out. We have to just keep watching. Driving me crazy. So Renata, we saw Renata and Celeste discussing Celeste's lawyer.
Yeah.
I know. And that's the lawyer that Renata recommended to Celeste. And as they were talking, Renata's assistant comes in with some really disappointing news.
I know.
I had a feeling.
I know. Yeah.
It wasn't a surprise to me that Renata did not make the cover of Women in Power magazine after all. And she is so pissed.
Yeah.
Especially because the bankruptcy is the reason that they don't want to do the article with her in it. That's sad. She works so hard. That is a major jab at her ego, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I mean, she works so hard for that powerful
She was so
position.
Excited too when you finally get something that you really want and work for. And then because your stupid husband.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she had said and always will remind us that she is self-made and has worked so hard to be where she is today. She loves money, power, and Amabella.
Yeah. So I have to say, Renata looked amazing. I mean, I really noticed her right off. I'm like, oh my God, look at that suit she's wearing. And kudos to Alex, the costume designer. Also, that it really sucked that she lost that magazine cover. And Celeste tells her it's just a magazine cover, but it's so much more to Renata.
I don't know. You can't really. It's hard to downplay things.
Yes, it is.
To other people.
Yes.
Like, if they feel so strongly about an opinion, you know? It's hard to say that. But Renata also insists on speaking to Mary Louise on Celeste's behalf in support of the custody hearing. Renata ended up inviting Mary Louise to her empty house for tea.
Scary.
I know. And I didn't think she knew what the possibilities were when she did end up inviting her over, as far as the relationship and conversation that she would have with Mary Louise. And in turn, Mary Louise ended up giving Renata a complex on her parenting.
Gosh, I know.
Oh my gosh, that was so blunt.
Yeah.
You know, but snuck her way in on that. And Mary Louise points out all the furniture and hard work in exchange for the play dates that she missed. And I just think that that's, you know, I mean, it's something that maybe a hardworking mom kind of buries because they are missing out. Maybe they're okay with missing it. And maybe just being put out there, they're realizing what they are missing out on. And play dates are one thing, but, you know, Renata is second guessing herself after that. And we later see her bonding with Amabella on a school day.
Yeah. And Renata tells Mary Louise that she, you know, wants to talk to her. And when she gets there, she says, you know, I want to talk to you. And Mary Louise says, oh, we can't just have tea? Does there have to be an agenda? I'm like, what? When does Mary Louise not have an agenda? Then she proceeds to judge Renata, and I don't think Mary Louise has friends. She probably drove her husband crazy and maybe her kids. She points out other people's shortcomings and faults, and I could not be around a woman like this.
No, she's so fake.
And so Madeline and Ed go to a healing retreat, as we have discussed. And so we can insert the eye roll there. They quickly realize it's not for them and leave. Madeline thanks Ed for being a sport and tells him what a good father and husband he is, which leads to a very honest heart-to-heart conversation. Ed tells her that she picked him to fix her family, and Madeline says she doesn't trust this institution of marriage. So Ed needs to feel valued and Madeline needs security. I thought this was, oh my God, I thought this was awesomely performed by Reese Witherspoon and Adam Scott. I just thought they were so real, and I just felt like I was peering in on a real couples conversation.
I know, I like that a lot.
And at this moment, I felt that their marriage could work if they continued to be honest with one another.
I was glad to see them being as honest as they were, and him expressing his true feelings, especially when they were talking about how he felt on their first date, how she had that, how she basically had an agenda, and she had her marriage history already, and so she knew what she wanted and what she didn't want in a marriage, and he basically fit all the check points on her list. Which is kind of, I feel for him feeling that he basically, because he fit all the requirements, he got the job. Not for who he was, really, for the mind and the body and the soul, soulmates, right? I don't know. I feel like it was just a little bit too much of a resume for him. But it's good that they were being honest with each other, regardless.
I appreciated that he dropped his
little punk ass attitude.
There wasn't always just come back. He was really telling her how he felt. And I thought that was so good. And I felt with her also. I thought both of them were so honest with each other. And that was what I was hoping that they would get to. And I'm so glad that they both just said how they felt. So anyway, I don't know. I got my fingers kind of crossed. Let's hope. I don't know. Who's to say what will happen?
Right. Yeah. And then Celeste and Mary Louise, they're really going deep in that custody battle.
Oh my gosh.
Mary Louise makes an informal, inappropriate statement about the boys' well-being. And that was shut down by the judge and her own attorney, which was good because they were able to see right through that type of persona. Celeste is having a hard time trusting her lawyer.
Yeah.
And I, for a moment, forgot that she was a lawyer herself.
I did too.
Totally forgot.
I totally forgot. I was irritated with her lawyer just as she was for not saying more. So I was like right in there with Celeste.
Yeah.
I was feeling what she felt.
Hopefully her strategy will actually help her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, going back and forth, and especially in that inappropriate time, may not have helped her case. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm not familiar with that part of the law, so I wouldn't know. And hopefully her attorney is right. Celeste was having dinner with her sons, and she's talking to them about the fight that they were involved in with the bully and Ziggy. And then one of her sons calls her out, and he calls her a bitch.
I know.
Why are you being such a bitch?
I know.
You're just like a little second grader or third grader. What the heck?
And she blows her fuse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think
right.
any mother probably would. And she totally unloaded on him verbally, and then she ends up crying about it. But then later, she informs the boys that their grandma is trying to get custody of them, and then she promises to them to not let that happen. The boys are worried, and they ask her if they should say that they don't like her.
I know.
Aww. They want to have their moms back because they don't want to.
I know. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was waiting to see what direction Celeste would go into, and, if she was going to start going on with the manipulation, but I was proud of her that she didn't go in that direction. And then Josh, her son, tells her that they can protect her. And then he rubs her face.
I know.
So sweet.
It was sweet. Yeah, so I was happy with what she said to the boys. And I wondered for a moment if the boys would want to live with their grandma.
Me too.
Yet sometimes you don't know. It's like the looks on their face. You're like, oh my God, what's he thinking? What's he thinking?
Yeah.
And but then I thought, oh my God, I hope the boys don't harm their grandma. I mean, sometimes you just don't know. Everything is so shocking. Like things will just happen and you're like, oh my gosh.
They're going to push her off the balcony.
Right? I mean, it could be anything. I know. I'm like, because I'm thinking one way or another, unless they do another season and she's on there, but what if she doesn't? I mean, she could die. Who's to say? I don't know. And this is Big Little Lies.
Yeah. Anything can totally happen.
Yeah.
When Mary Louise and her attorney negotiate the shared custody with Celeste, I was shocked.
God.
I was shocked. And then Celeste was just not going to have that. That was just bushwhacker. I couldn't even believe that she would feel that she had, that type of authority.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Celeste is not a danger to her children.
Right.
I just
I
think
don't
that
think so either.
she needs to get her life back on track. And nobody else other than the 5 know about what really happened. So she's got that weighing on her, plus the trauma that she's dealt with and the abusive relationship. So I think she's got a whole lot more to deal with, and she needs to just get with the program and face that.
Right.
Mary Louise has so much dirt on her, though, and I think that she's going to use that strategically against her to support her own case to getting custody of the children. So Celeste needs to act fast and find out what she can do to save her boys.
I was irritated with this process. I have watched a lot of Law and Order, people. So I can't see how any of this would happen. First of all, they always want to keep kids with their mother. I mean, they want to keep kids with their mother. Usually a mother has to be incarcerated or something really extreme to be taken away. And you can't put people on the stand and ask them questions about another case. It doesn't work like that. So, maybe it does in Big Little Lies world. So that I'm like, no, you can't do that. And I really don't like that the lawyer is telling her to settle. It's like, really? I don't think so. You're supposed to be fighting for her. So let's talk about Jane.
Let's talk about her.
I love the way Jane talks with Ziggy. She presses him to tell her what happened after he and the twins were suspended from school for beating up the bully that said Ziggy was a mistake, among other things. Okay, so where is this bully getting his info from? Someone likes to gossip. Anyway, Ziggy tries to hide what the boy said, but she gets him to tell her the truth. And they both talk about how much they like Corey. You look like you had a thought.
I was just wondering if it was Chloe.
Because Chloe tells people things? No, she wouldn't say that.
Who else knows about their dad being a rapist and him being a mistake? I mean, unless it's one of the boys. I thought it was
the community. Like people just talking. I thought maybe other people might know. I don't know.
I don't think so, because Ed just found out, and he was mad about not finding out sooner.
That's true.
So I don't know who's...
You're right. Yeah, so where is he learning? I just assumed it was his mother, his father, his family talking. Who did you hear? And I'm like, oh my gosh.
But maybe Chloe had already spoke about it, and then it just...
Yeah, it could be. So later, Corey and Jane are alone, and they start kissing, and it becomes very intimate.
Yeah.
And Jane really wants this, and Corey asks her if it's okay, and she says yes, but then she can't go on and cries. Oh my God, I felt so bad for her and thought at this moment that I really loved Corey a lot. But only at this moment did I feel that.
It was a very awkward moment and sad, but I have mixed feelings about their intimacy. I don't know. I'm not sure she's ready for this. Clearly it doesn't seem.
She has a big struggle.
I
think she does want it, but then it's just that fear that's holding her back.
She can't have it right now, I don't think. I think there's just too much weighing on her. I think she may not have had the help that she needed.
Right. That's what I agree.
Ziggy was like that rainbow, that blessing in disguise. And so what she needs to do is now face her fears.
Yeah. I love her and Ziggy's relationship. They are just such a cute mother and son.
He's honest with her.
Yeah. And she's honest with him. I mean, as much as she can be, right? I mean, she has to protect him because it is her child. But I think with everything that has happened, she is still very honest with him in a true way. Like, she'll really tell him if he presses her.
He's so cute.
Yeah, I just love them.
He's like,
I love them.
When he asked if he was a mistake, and then she tells him that or if he's going to end up like his dad.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, you're going to be the most handsome.
The handsomest, most beautiful, most
kindest.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's all, oh, thanks, Mom. Oh, I loved it. I love them. They're so cute.
So sweet. Yeah. I know. Ed, back on Ed, I'm digging his character a lot. And Ed, when he confronts his wife about that checklist, we were talking about that earlier. I just feel like, her agenda was, I'm glad that he said something to her about that. I feel like it helps me appreciate her character, because I'm kind of not liking her character in her marriage.
Yeah.
I think she's a great friend to her people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm conflicted with who she is when she's married. And I'm glad that he put that out there for her to understand and see his point of view, because he needs to stand up for himself. I feel like he's really passive.
Yes.
With his wife, and even season 1.
Yeah, season 1 he really was. Yeah.
You see him on the computer working and her just being this like outgoing burst of energy.
Yes, she is.
And I'm glad to see him dealing with his insecurities and turning that around.
Yeah.
So he and Nate meet again. And they just keep running into each other, and I'm having difficulty understanding their relationship and why Nate is being so confrontational with Ed. Just leave Ed alone and stop pursuing him already.
I thought Nate apologizing to Ed was a nice thing to do, but then it didn't work. No. And, he reacted and fed into it and then caught himself and went the other direction. So I guess Nate is learning.
I guess so. And he's lost right now, too, because his wife. And then we see Nate, he bought her that treadmill. And
yeah, the book.
The book for, just... So she's trying to fit in somewhere, because he's just being pushed away. And at the end of the episode, we see Ed at the bar.
Oh, my gosh.
And who walks up? Tori, the big-titted woman from the grocery store. Remember her? I knew she would be back. I just didn't know when and how. And then she gives him those same eyes and is flirting with him and rubbing his jacket. But then we see the camera travel around Ed. And in the distance is a man that Madeline had an affair with, which is Tori's husband.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot who she was until I saw her husband. I'm like, oh, that's right. That is right. She's married to the theater director. Did you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I thought it was weird. I wondered when she did that at the grocery store, if she was trying to get back at her husband. I'm like, why are you doing this? And now, why is Joseph at the bar? What is all that all about? Is this their way of evening the score? It's best for Ed to stay clear of this couple.
I know. It's just creepy.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think so.
I don't see Ed participating in this. One, he has to be attracted to Tori, which I don't know if he would be. And
he looked happy.
And then... Well, I mean, maybe just because she was flirting with him, but that doesn't mean that,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's his type. Not like I want anybody to get together, but I would see if it's a relationship-wise, I could see it more with Bonnie, because I feel like he really connects with her. I just feel like this would just be a fling of some sort.
Yeah, I think that would be...
I hope he doesn't do that. That would not work for him.
No,
So.
but I think that would be a reasonable
Storyline?
for him. Yeah, to get back at his wife. And then obviously the man, Tori's husband, getting back at both of them. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Diana, what other things did you notice in this episode?
So we had briefly touched on it, but it was Ziggy is afraid he might grow up to be like his dad, which was so sad.
I know.
And I had mentioned previously that there weren't any scenes with Ed and Chloe.
Oh, yeah.
So I was so happy to see when Ed was chopping those vegetables and Chloe came up and she hugs him and he hugs her back. And then they embrace further. It was the sweetest moment. And I just loved it. And then we see flashbacks of Celeste having sex with somebody, and it does not appear to be Perry or the bartender.
Oh, crap.
And I'm like, who is that guy?
Did she have another?
For a moment, I thought it looked like Perry, but then they showed a second, and it did not look like Perry. I'm like, who is this person? Who is he? Why is there another person in these
Is she going to have
flashbacks?
a sex addiction?
I don't. That's a good thought there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see this, but the internet is going crazy because images were released with Madeline possibly throwing an ice cream at Mary Louise, but it didn't happen on the episode.
They took it out.
I know, but why would you put that out there for people to see? It makes you mad. You're like, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I think it started on Instagram, and then from there it was like in everybody's blog.
Yeah.
So, and it came out before the episode released.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's why people were expecting it. That's crazy.
They cut it out.
What other things did you notice?
Renata's desk chair in the empty house when she rolled up and she's like scooting her way to talk to Mary Louise. I thought it was hilarious because then I realized, they've liquidated all of their belongings. Yes. I didn't think about that at first. I'm like, wow, their house is huge and it's empty. It's very modern. And then I realized, they don't have their stuff. That's right. The three brothers jumping the bully at school for calling their dad a rapist. And, I'm sorry, kid. Those are fighting words. You don't do that. You don't walk into a gunfight with a knife. You're big and all, but yeah.
It was kind of cool, even though they shouldn't be fighting. I'm like, okay. Their brothers are sticking up for one another.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Yeah.
The Monterey Five are nervous that they will have to lie under oath.
Oh, my gosh.
When they testify in support of Celeste's child custody court appearance, which, like you were saying, in Law and Order, that would never happen. But I don't know if they swindle their way in there and then decide to make a case out of it. I don't know.
Yeah. And Madeline says we should just stick together and we will be fine.
Come on, no. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
When Bonnie sees Corey at the police station, I was so surprised. I was like, okay, wait, hold on. I rewound it, too, because I'm like, was Corey talking to the officer? Is this 21 Jump Street going on?
Yeah.
Because he was walking down those stairs with a little different type of swag.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yes.
And he's not the quirky guy that he's.
Yes.
And he's getting really close. Now I'm like really, really unsure because he got so close to the boys and tickling them and wrestling with them and stuff.
That's why he was so perfect. This is why I questioned it last week when I said, I love them, and the way he held her hand. I said, it feels good. I hope he's a good guy because you can never tell with big little eyes what's going to happen. Things just, my God, just twist on you. And right now I want to kill Corey. I mean, really, he better not be messing with Jane. I mean, how cruel is that? She gets raped by one guy and the next guy lies and leads her on only to help the police in their investigation. What a jerk. I hope he isn't an a-hole. Oh my God. So, I don't know. I am not happy if that is the case. Maybe he is there for something else. But like you said, his demeanor seemed not like the guy he was portraying.
Right.
So I saw that too. So it was very interesting that you noticed that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he seemed very seasoned.
Yeah. And he looked at Bonnie. So he's never met Bonnie, right?
Oh, yes, he has at the
party.
disco party. Yeah.
So then he noticed her. Okay. Yeah.
Watch, it'll be like, oh, I was reporting something from the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Or, he has been compromised, so he won't be able to, I don't know, his identity, I don't know. I mean, once you have been noticed, like, you cannot continue. You're done.
Yeah.
You're a done deal. Like, you can't be on the case anymore, so you have to break up.
He shouldn't have been coming out of the front door either. Law and Order 101. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Right. His vehicle. Diana?
Yeah.
Why do you love Big Little Lies?
Because I'm always surprised. The bully and the 3-sibling fight. Tori flirting with Ed and Joseph watching, the confirmation of Bonnie's troubled childhood, Celeste preparing for the big fight against Mary Louise, Jane letting her guard down only to find out that Corey might be, a jerk. It's all very intriguing, and I am going to hate it when it's over.
Me too. I love this show so much. Everyone's talking about it. Social media is just crazy about Big Little Lies. The more people I talk to, the more I realize how many people are watching this show. I love the drama. I love how in this show it starts out to where you have to figure out the puzzle pieces yourself. And I love at the very end, we're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of this.
Yes.
And that's how season 1 was. And I'm really excited for this. I'll be sad when it's over, but I look forward to the season finale.
Yeah.
So that's why I love this show. Who would your award go to? Favorite quote, character, or moment, my dear?
So I felt everyone had their moment, but I will go with a quote from Renata. She plays hooky with her daughter, and Amabella says, "It's because we're broke, isn't it?" And Renata says, "Everything is not about money." Well, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Interesting message.
Yeah. And so who does your award go to? What was your favorite quote, character, or moment?
Mine goes to Bonnie. And she has so much decision making to do. I mean, she's got to figure out her guilty conscience. Will she go forward with the Monterey 5 and tell the story, an honest story? And now she has to figure out what to do about her mom. Kill me.
I know.
So she's got a lot to think about, and I'm really interested, and I cannot wait to see what is happening. I mean, with the police station, Bonnie's mom, kill me, the girls, she has a lot going on. So drowning.
I know, yeah.
This, subliminally has been a lot about Bonnie.
Yeah.
We haven't, in the beginning, we didn't see a lot what was going on with her.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh my gosh, who's going to drown her?
So, Brooke, what are you currently watching? Do I have to ask?
Yes. Of course. Euphoria, HBO show.
Ooh, shocker.
Yeah. So it's getting so good, and I was really so in the beginning episodes. It basically Rue narrates a character's story.
Yeah.
And in this episode, they did Jules' backstory from when she was his younger child, and then they show her kind of going through some emotional trauma and her mom's relationship that she's had, and we see Jules getting what's the word I'm looking for? Going into a hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so she goes into
admitted or
thank you. She's admitted into a hospital for psychiatric evaluation,
okay.
and she looks about 11 years old, maybe 12, and it's traumatic. She did not want to be there. Aww. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Her mom brought her there, and then when she realized what was happening, she freaked out. So we got to see Jules' story a bit. And then this episode was really cool because it took place in a carnival. setting, and the music just like, it tied everything together. Everybody's story, because the whole episode was in this carnival.
Yeah.
Except for Jules's backstory. And so the music, is very carnival-esque, but modern, like cool, it's something that like I feel like one of the kids could make a trance music too, because it was very like it was cool, edgy carnival theme, and there's fireworks and there's bright lights like Ferris wheels, and then we see the kids getting up on the Ferris wheel and just going through their involvement. Some of the kids ended up taking Molly that episode, and one girl in particular, she did take the Molly. It was very strong. It hit her very hard. She had an incident on the carousel, which was extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with her, because everybody saw what she was doing on this Ferris wheel while she was intoxicated.
Oh my gosh.
And then, as we know, Kat, she is newly developed into her own skin, her new skin, and her sexuality, and she hooks up with somebody at the carnival. Like, I don't know where she's getting all this from. Just kind of like, just bursted
something
into
was
her.
Released, and now she's just like, okay.
Yeah. And then Rue and Jules, they've made up. They give this long hug, reuniting, and nobody's mad at each other, because the last episode we saw Rue feeling that she let Jules down, and she was she had maybe some mixed signals, and she talked to Ali about that too. So they had gotten the pancakes in this diner, which looked like the diner from Pulp Fiction.
Oh yes.
So I want to look that up, because I really think that was the same diner. If it's not the same diner, it's very similar to it. So they connected, and Ali gave her some insight, which is really cool. And that's Coleman Domingo from Fear the Walking Dead, our other show that we're watching. So I really liked who Rue is becoming, and how she's
that's good.
Growing. Yeah. And then she protects her sister, because her sister is only 13, and she got herself into something that she's not supposed to do at the carnival. And then Jules confronts Nate's dad.
Oh my gosh.
Which is extremely embarrassing and awkward. Oh
my gosh.
And chili is spilled, and Maddie calls Nate's mom a bad word. You have to find it. You have to watch it to find out what she says.
I have a lot to catch up on. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But the makeup, the music, the clothes, I love the makeup. The makeup is, I want to do my makeup like these kids. Oh my God. It's just so fun. The clothes, everything is just so refreshing and new and youthful, and it's just trending. Nate and Jules finally meet. So we get to see how that evolves and what type of relationship might come of their texting and sexting and whatnot. So it's going really good.
Okay, good.
I really think you should. I don't know if you're caught up on it or not. But
no,
it's
not yet.
It's still very raw, but it's very good.
Right. Okay. So. Oh my gosh. I know I have to get caught up on things. So I am only watching, of course, Big Little Lies and Fear the Walking Dead. Those are my two prime things that I am watching. And of course, Stranger Things and Handmaid's Tale. And so, and all of those I'm loving. But other than that, I'm watching, of course, my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And it's funny because, these women are very soap opera-ish, and there's always issues, which it's funny because sort of what's happening with Big Little Lies. So, but the same people are on there, except for Lisa Vanderpump is no longer on the show. Do you watch it at all? Oh, okay.
I limit myself. I only give myself 2 Real Housewives.
And this isn't one of them. Yeah.
I can't.
So I watch Beverly Hills, OC, and New York. Those are usually the 3 that I watch. But it's always entertaining. That's all I have to say. It's always entertaining. So, and I like this one. So, yeah, that's what I'm watching.
Cool.
And
that's our show. thanks for tuning in. We are grateful you tuned in, and we hope something we said today resonated with you and gave you a chuckle, some happiness, some positivity, or inspiration. Please subscribe to our podcast and tell a friend. We would love more members of our TV club. Rate and review the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher. We need your feedback.
We will be taking a 1-week break, but when we return, our episode will be posted Tuesday, July 30th, and it will be on Fear the Walking Dead, Season 5, Episodes 7 and 8, and Big Little Lies, Season 2, Episodes 6 and 7. This will be the finale for both the shows. We will have so much to talk about. You can find our website listed in our show notes. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.